everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Regular Josh 1. So for a while, I've been thinking about what show I wanted to talk about on this channel. And then, Henry Danger came to mind. The show is in its final season, thank goodness, and they've had their god-awful cartoon spin-off, which certainly did not last for that long. So I thought, yeah, you know what? I have plenty to talk about. Let's make a video about Henry Danger. But to be honest, I couldn't do that because, well, I've barely watched the show to begin with, because it's very incredibly hard to sit through. In fact, most of the sitcoms from Nickelodeon recently have been pretty hard to watch. Maybe that's why when it comes to the schedules, the cartoons are getting more airtime. We've had shows like Game Shakers, Henry Danger, The Thundermans, Cousins for Life. That's just to name a few of some of the bad sitcoms that we've been getting from Nickelodeon. Cousins for Life was canceled after just one season. I'm surprised that Henry Danger lasted for this long. I mean, it's like the most annoying show on Nickelodeon currently right now. I'm sure that there's people out there that are watching this video right now and they're probably saying, dude, you're like 23 years old and you're complaining about sitcoms on Nickelodeon? Come on. To be honest, I'm not really that convinced that it has anything to do with my age. There's a lot of shows that I still enjoy that are mainly for kids. Shows like Amazing World of Gumball, The Loud House, Green Eggs and Ham, Mighty Mike, SpongeBob. I mean, these shows are all made for kids, yet I still enjoy them. Now, something that you may have noticed about the shows I've just mentioned. What do they all have in common? Well, they're all animated. Yes, somehow the shows that people view as being more childish tend to be a lot better than the sitcoms on Nickelodeon and Disney Channel. From what I've seen on Disney, a little bit of Amphibia, a tiny bit of The Owl House, and DuckTales all seem to be much better than anything else that they air on that channel. It seems as though that the cartoons usually outshines them when it comes to quality. And maybe the reason that is because the ideas that we've been seeing from many of these sitcoms are kind of hard to make work. Example, Dog with a Blog. Does anyone really remember Dog with a Blog? It was about a dog with a blog. It wasn't very good. Back then when I was watching it, I was always wondering why they didn't just make this show into a cartoon. I mean, yeah, I get it. That would take a lot more time and it would be more expensive, but it probably would have been a much better series. You would be able to get away with having such a strange concept in a cartoon. Two other examples I also gotta bring up, Henry Danger and The Thundermans. I think both of these shows would have been better if instead of being a multi-cam sitcom, they were both single-cam sitcoms. Now, I know some of you guys are probably a little confused by what I mean, so I'll explain. Single cam is like what you would see in most other shows, like for example, Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens, Andy Mack, Zoe 101, Ned's Declassified. It's basically shows that are kind of shot like a film. Yes, these shows do often use more than one camera to shoot each scene, which makes the term single cam a little confusing, but each camera is used to get various shots, angles, close-ups, all that stuff. As for multicam, it's kind of like filming a live performance, which, when you think about sitcoms and live tapings, that's pretty much what it is. Each camera captures the scene at the same time, all at different angles. They tend to spend less time on getting the perfect shots and less time on shooting each scene. That's kind of why you see a lot more multicam sitcoms than single-cam sitcoms. It's easier to shoot, less expensive, and it takes a lot less time to create. If Henry Danger were to be a single-cam sitcom, it might have benefited a bit from being written in that format. Now, if there's one thing that I can definitely say is a big difference that I've noticed between sitcoms from now and before, it's the acting. Maybe it's just me, but a lot of these performances just seem so over the top nowadays. I don't know if it's meant to keep the kids' attention on the screen, or if producers think that if these actors oversell it, then kids will find it funny, but it just comes off as obnoxious and annoying. It also doesn't help that these characters are just not written very well. An example of this would have to be Hudson from Game Shakers. Why do they keep writing these characters that are so overly stupid? They're not funny, they're just irritating. Sure, you can have some characters that are dumb and they can still be pretty funny. An example of this would be Chelsea from That's So Raven. Yeah, she was pretty dim-witted in the show, but at the very least, she was still pretty likable and still funny. But when the only trait that you have is that you're a complete moron, chances are you're not gonna be that funny. Another character that I have to mention is Piper from Henry Danger. Now, with most characters from Henry Danger, they were pretty unbearable too, like they're not likable, some of them are just completely dumb as rocks and whatnot. But with Piper, and this is before she apparently began to mature in some later seasons, but still gonna talk about her either way, Piper, she was particularly irritating because all she did was constantly scream and yell in every single episode. Like, I'm serious, almost every single line she said was practically yelled at in a very annoying way. And she was probably like the brattiest character I've ever seen. She was also mean for like no reason. And what a shock, she was annoying, obnoxious, and not funny. I don't understand why these creators thought that a character like Piper would be a good idea to even produce or create for a television show. Now, if there's anything I do have to say when it comes to these actors, I can't help but feel bad for them. I mean, at the end of the day, they're really doing the best they can with the material that's been given to them. And you can't put it all on the kids for the bad acting. Directing has a part to play in that too. I'm sure if they were given much better material to work with and better directing, they probably would be really good actors. And I'm sure a lot of them are pretty good actors. Though, with that being said, I'm sure that most of them are having fun being on these shows, so as much as I may dislike the characters and the shows, I can't say the same for the actors. Again, they're doing the best with what they're given. It's really a shame that kids are growing up with shows like this. I believe they deserve way much better. I'm glad that at the very least they have some cartoons that have been pretty good, and it seems to be getting better. I'm pretty sure that at some point there will be a show out there that changes all that, you know, like well-written characters, good acting, good stories. Only one can hope that it gets better from here. But even so, if the kids enjoy these kinds of shows, then I guess it's okay. I'm sure people from previous generations didn't quite understand the shows we liked when we were kids. After all, they are making these shows for children, and if they enjoy them, then there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, they're kinda doing their job, you know, making shows for kids that kids enjoy. This is just my perspective on how I see kids sitcoms today, especially from someone who still watches cartoons to this day. I mean, hey, what can I say? I love animation. Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Nick and Disney sitcoms lost quality over time? If so, tell me your reasons why in the comment sections down below. And guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and hit that bell for notification for my next video. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Hope you guys had a good day, and remember, you're hearing it from a regular bunny in a regular world. Peace out.